This is a battle in the ISA Flash tournament between RTK Scyther commanding Egypt and me commanding the Seleucids. He had pick of the map and faction, and then I countered his Egyptian pick with the Seleucids, and the map is fittingly enough on the pyramids. So the rules for this tournament was maximum of 6 cavalry units, horse skirmish cavalry not counting towards a melee cavalry unit, max of 4 foot skirmishers of all things, and max 4 elite units, I believe, and cavalry didn't count as, so max 4 elite infantry units, 1 elephant or 1 chariot. So I brought these 2 horse skirmishers in case there were elephants on the field. There are not elephants on the field, but there is probably a chariot, so I'm going to go over and scout a bit. My build consists of 5 Median cavalry, 3 hillmen, the levy freemen of the eastern world, 6 thorax swords. My general is an Aggamy cavalry to stop a chariot, and there's the chariot. Hello. That's my build basically. The Egyptian build consists of 4... Oh, I almost forgot about my wonderful 3 Syrian heavy archers. For my opponent, my horse skirmishers doing some damage to the Egyptian cavalry. My opponent has 4 Nubian bows. He has... wow, 4... let's see. 3 royal peltasts. A mix of thorax swords and Galatian swords. Not a very strong infantry line, but my infantry line sucks balls. So he has a fairly decisive infantry advantage, and he'll be able to kill off my infantry very easily with his side chariots. I'm taking some fire on my horse skirmishers, not really being able to kite effectively here because I'm moving the rest of my army as well. But the losses aren't that great, and these units aren't going to be super important. I'm just going to keep them behind here as an annoyance and pull off some of his skirmishers. I'm fairly confident that I'm able to stop the chariot if it comes down the middle because of these Aggamy cavalry. So I'm going to be a bit cheeky, try to use my hillmen like levy freemen, push them up and smash the light cavalry, but it looks like I'm a bit too slow. Hillmen are quite cool units. My horse skirmishers are standing around here. Just there's no real reason to screen the horse skirmishers with this many units, I think. So I'm going to start firing on his royal peltast general. I want to take him off the field. He's taking some shots in the rear. I didn't get my engagement with the cavalry over here, so I'm going to run my hillmen away because they are taking damage from the Nubian bows. But this allows me to push up my Syrian heavy archers. They're going to be focus firing on the royal peltast, and the royal peltast is going to not go down super quickly, but quickly enough. So I get a bit impatient at this point. I figure I'm in a pretty good position to lay down some hurt. So I'm going to keep focusing on his royal peltast, send my hillmen against his Galatian swords just to blunt them a bit. Charge into the Galatian swords on the move with my Median cavalry, charge into the Nubian bows. Keep focus firing onto his royal peltas, and his royal peltas, in order to fire, they're actually helping me a lot because they're turning so that their unshielded side is facing my Syrians, and now they're just dropping super quickly. So this is bad for the general. The chariots come in to take care of my my hillmen, but I move in these Median cavalry, and so the chariots are going to want to move out of that engagement. Here my thorax swords are doing well against Galatian swords, able to attack them in the rear somewhat effectively. I'm going to give these units a quick rear charge before I keep moving on to get at these Nubian bows. Just wanted to touch on that unit. And now the general is going to die, but I sort of got stuck here, so I should have kept spamming the orders because these Nubian bows would have been mine if I had just continued to give the orders. A bit of a mismicro here with my Median cavalry, just losing so many Median cavalry to fire from these units. So that was a complete waste of that unit. The follow-up with the hillman isn't going to do much. Luckily I do have a lot of Median cavalry. Here I make another mistake. I get so anxious to just get in and finish off this army now that the general is close to dying. I didn't actually manage to kill him. He's still on the field. So I'm going to push up my my Syrian heavy archers too far. They were following the general. So now I've turned a great position into a not so great position. Because this is a very dangerous position. The Egyptian cavalry luckily isn't great against missiles. So I'm just going to be firing at the Egyptian cavalry, send in my Medians, send in my thorax swords, stop the light cavalry from getting into my Syrian archers. But these Syrian archers have such great armor that they're able to take a charge from a medium cavalry unit and not be in too much trouble for it. So I'm going to pull off this thorax sword unit, chase away these Nubian bows so they can't fire. Now here comes the problem. I'm in pretty good shape in terms of what I have left on the field now. My general's alive, his general is banged up. But these chariots are heading straight towards this blob of both infantry and skirmishers. If they're able to really clean up here, then I'm in trouble. Luckily, I have been focusing fire on the side of chariots. They are getting stopped, and my Median cavalry, they're doing a great job of damaging these side chariots. So even though these chariots really haven't been moving for for most of the battle, they're going to get kills super quickly, and even in routing they're going to be getting kills here. So the chariots, just have a look at their kills. The chariots' kills are 130, but then they're going to kill even while routing off the field. So got a nice charge here against his Galatian swords with my Gamma cavalry and a unit of, I believe it was Thureos. Scythe chariots still routing, and Scythe chariots, wonderful creatures that they are, do not do damage to friendlies. They only do damage to enemies. That is completely idiotic, and one of the current game breakers in my opinion. That chariots running crazy and fleeing for their lives doesn't do damage to friendlies. So I managed to get my Gamma cavalry into his Royal Peltas general and the Nubian bows. These guys are off the field. Chasing away the Nubian bows here. But at some point I'm going to try to use my horse skirmishers to just give these guys a rear charge to get them off the field. I get a bit of help in killing the enemy general with the Nubian bows here. But my general has taken so little damage that I'm basically going to be able to clean up most of these units by simply charging them with my general after firing a bit. Want to take these Thureos off the field, not the most dangerous unit, but I just want to kill them, so if they have any javelins left they're not able to fire into the backs of these units. Using my horse skirmishers the same way against the Nubian bows. The enemy general is now dead. The Syrian archers are just going to stand here and fire, and these Syrians are out of ammunition. So I thought I charged at some point with them, but it looks like I'm just going to pull away. Yeah, I'm just pulling away. Doing a lot of damage to the Nubian spears with my horse skirmishers. They didn't really have anything to fire on, so had to use them for something. And I was wondering why all of my thorax were losing, and of course they are up against these Royal Peltas, and that's why they're losing. Just chasing away the skirmishers because I don't really need the infantry in these engagements. Chasing after the Thureos. Did charge my Syrian heavy archers in here, and they are probably going to be able to do well against the Thureos. They're killing some Thureos, and it enables me to get some more shots in. Rear charge incoming by my Agama general. I'm also going to pop rally and raise the banner to keep this unit of thorax swords in the battle for a bit longer. My thorax swords are getting fired upon in the rear by these Nubian bows. I just completely forgot about them, so I'm going to give this unit a quick charge. This Nubian spear unit, and they have a great bonus against large, but they don't like getting charged like that. And here the combined fire from these units and the Syrian heavy archers are going to be able to finish off the Thureos in melee. A charge, quick charge into the Thureos spears here. Gamma cavalry getting a lot of nice kills. It had 0 chevrons at the start of the battle, so it's done some serious killing here. These thorax swords are holding out for a long time against the Royal Peltas. Since the Royal Peltas are in shield wall, I'm going to pull off this unit of Thorax Swords to go and kill the Nubian bows. That's going to do good things for my balance of power. I'm going to send my Hillmen into the Thureos spears. Hillmen are great units in the late game, and just for doing random tasks that really there are no units left for doing. So her skirmishers here are going to charge in, not great cavalry units, but they will knock down very light missile infantry and just destroy them. So 103 kills for those horse skirmishers and 53 for those horse skirmishers, although they didn't manage to kill any elephants or chariots. Very useful units to have around. I have this Median cavalry that I haven't really been able to use. The Thureos broke, so the Hillmen are going to get some nice kills out of that engagement. And now it's just a matter of killing off this single Royal Peltas in the center that my Thorax Swords have been fighting for a long time. So, first game goes to me. Amazing, these horse skirmishers did really well. I wasted a lot of this Median cavalry, but I just had so much of it that I felt I could. And looking at this Egyptian build, what this Egyptian build needs in order to work is a lot more kills on... these are not bad kills on the Nubian bows for their price, by all means. But the chariots, in order to be effective, need a bit more support. The Galatian swords are nice, but they are very expensive for their effectiveness, and they are very squishy. So, but the main thing, sniping the enemy general, proved to be huge. Having these speed bump units proved to be huge. Having the cavalry advantage proved to be huge. And the Chariot didn't kill what it needed to kill in this battle. So, good game, the Scyther. It's a best of 3 series, so we're going to play one more game. I'll see you in game number 2. Strength and honor.